Today is Halloween, and the Obsessive Gamer is back. What is the Obsessive Gamer doing on Halloween? Not too much. However, I am going to talk about disturbing and creepy things in some video games that aren't supposed to overall be disturbing or creepy. We'll begin with Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is thought to be basically a parody of the survival horror genre, and therefore not meant to be actually scary. Granted, it does have a darker atmosphere and that isolation horror feel look to it as well. But there is one section of the game that does stand out. Yes, I am referring to the telephone room. It is a dark room with a phone that is constantly ringing. Answer it, and soon a lightning flashes, and you see Luigi's shadow off the ground and attached to the ceiling, as if he is hanged dead. There is a debate on whether this was Nintendo intentionally doing this, or if it was a glitch due to the way the lightning is done in this game. I'm not sure, but I would theorize that it was intentional, as it happens only once in the game, and looks like it was ripped straight from a horror movie, and they sure didn't try to fix it in reprints of the game. That is, if it was noticed back then, even. Next up, we have Super Mario Galaxy 2. Mario games are usually rather lighthearted. Even the ghost levels are lighthearted, usually in my opinion that is. However, in Super Mario Galaxy 2, there is one creepy factor you may notice. In Shiver Burn Galaxy, if you go in first person and look up and to the left, you will see these strange figures on top of the mountain, looking at you, and just looking at you. No one ever mentions them, nor are they meant to be met. They are just looking at you. I theorize they are supposed to be aliens and are looking at what this jumping creature is doing on their planet. Oh, and to make it even creepier, when the texture is dumped and the name of the texture is revealed to be Hell Valley Skytree. Here's one that easily takes the cake for the most disturbing or creepiest moment in an instant game. In my opinion, as far as I know at least. Earthbound, or as it's called in Japan, Mother 2, is seen as a lighthearted game that parodies many things from music to fighting hippies and to then what we get near the end of the game. Yes, this is about to be very spoiling, so click on the bottom left button to skip this part, if you don't want to be spoiled, that is. Basically, near the end of the game, Ness and his gang are turned into robots and sent to the past. They are sent to the past in order to defeat the villain of the game, Giygas, I think that's how it's pronounced, who is the main villain of the game, and they're trying to defeat it in its weakest form by going to the past. The lair you enter looks rather creepy, because it looks a lot like the uterus of a woman, and eventually not too long later you face Giygas himself in his weakest form. The weakest form eerily looks like a fetus, and when it shows a pattern of it, you can see the outline of a child. Some have said that this was in fact an abortion in a game originally called Mother. Yeah. And whether this was actually meant to be the intent of the fight or not, it was meant to be disturbing. The creator of the game, Itoy, as a child had accidentally seen a movie called The Military Policeman and the Dismembered Beauty. He was traumatized from that. And even some of the lines from the film are in that very fight, that is. However, Itoy has not confirmed whether what Ness and his gang did to Giygas in that battle was intentionally meant to appear as an abortion, or if it coincidentally appeared as one, without them ever intending for it to appear as such. Going on, we're going to talk about Super Metroid. Metroid isn't exactly supposed to be a lighthearted game in the first place, but not only not dark enough either for gruesome, or disturbing, or creepy things in my opinion. However, there was one instance in Super Metroid which I can consider to be a rather graphic death. After you defeat the boss Crowmire, it falls into a pit of lava. As it is dying, you see its skin and flesh melt off and then die. Wrapping up here, we're going to talk about the original story of Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros., of course, is, as I stated earlier, a rather lighthearted game. the story usually goes defeat Bowser, save the princess. And save the Mushroom Kingdom by default, I guess. However, the original story of Super Mario Bros. Was rather gruesome. Why was it gruesome? Well, the original story of Super Mario Bros. Had some rather disturbing facts to it. For one, the blocks you see throughout the levels, they're all toads. Yeah, when Bowser invaded the Mushroom Kingdom, many toads were turned into blocks. And so, each and every block you destroy in the game, you are in fact killing one toad. Yeah, dark, very disturbing. So that wraps up my video about some of the creepy and disturbing aspects of some games that aren't supposed to be overall disturbing or creepy. And I plan to make more of these maybe in the future. So subscribe, like, and maybe comment too. I've been the Obsessive Gamer. Have a good day.